So it would have been around 2006 that I'd met this young Samoan man, and he'd just come off the road with Joel Turner, and Kitch told me that he wanted to do some reggae. And of course I put him in a band and we became good friends, even though he was completely half my age at the time. We kept our friendship, and even to today, we laugh about how our lives have sort of gone and interwoven between ourselves, and he's grown as a boy to a man, and I've watched that journey unfold. And to a degree, he's a special example because even still as a young man, he has gone through an incredible life transformation. He really got in touch with his culture, he got in touch with his language and his ancient people and all their sort of cultural ways in Samoa, but still remained a strong Australian. And also his partner and his children are First Nations Australians. So this poem, I had to write about him, and I called it Walk in Three Worlds. And meeting Kitch was by random chance. He turned up to join a band. He'd been on the road making music right across this land. And our friendship grew as we got to know each other more. And I said, share with me your story so far and what the future has in store. And he explained to me that he was a rebel without a cause, living with no fears. Kitch just wanted to be tough and surrounded by his peers. Growing up a Samoan boy, church, family and fights, beating up on others and on the streets most nights. He said, I couldn't quite connect with that place they called school. So I taught myself to beatbox. I was no fool. Being part of Joel's alliance, touring across this land, Australia, doing bad stuff, but not wanting to be a failure. I was in a good space externally, but inside I was hurting. I needed to find my Samoan roots and stop the tireless flirting. 7 years with creative tracks took me onto Aboriginal land, and I saw the similarities in our cultures, and I needed to take a stand. And being initiated into my ancient culture, I really had to explore. So I started learning my old language and cultural ways, and I realized that I needed to know even more. For me to get a Samoan tattoo was the right thing to do. To dig deep into my ancestry, the spirits guided me to see a new worldview. It took them 7 days to finish, and when they did, down came the rain. I had left my body and floated away to minimize my pain. Kitch had travelled with his music to Cherbourg, Woorabinda and Hope Vale, and an old magic man approached him and shared his fascinating tale. You have the manna, brother. I sent you have it, he said. Be strong in your culture. You're very alive because you're not dead. And Kitch said he was as black as night with a long white beard, wise as all could be. And I learned from this old man, a true spirit, wild and free. Kitch continued. It was around this time I met a lady, a beautiful Shawnee, a strong Aboriginal woman, descendants of the Gungaree. Sharing our two strong cultures was really not by chance, and we knew that we were meant to be together in a blooming romance. 2 boys and a girl we now have that make us both so proud, knowing that our home is raucous and very, very loud. One day he got a call from his village back on the island of Samoa. They asked, would he be a Mai Tai like his grandfather before him, Taitu'uga? It was an honour bestowed on him to be talking high chief in his village. His name was changed from Kitch to Taitu'uga. Oh, what a privilege. Now Taitu'uga knows the responsibility he has fully accepted, to teach his children the language and culture and to be respected. It's about teaching them to walk in 3 worlds, Taitu'uga confirms. The Samoan, Aboriginal, English cultures, they all take turns. Regardless of where you come from or who is your mob, it's important to be proud of your culture and not be a snob. I asked him, how important is it to connect with country? Well, it's all where we become one, Taitu'uga said bluntly. And nature is our healer, the mountains, the rivers, the ocean and the trees. This is what I've learned talking to the old magic man who makes me see with ease. To learn my culture through ceremony and ritual. Practice makes perfect and those things become habitual. Always be kind to all living things and follow their spirit. And every day just live in the present and enjoy every minute. I'm excited to see where Taitu'uga and his life will flow, and I know one thing for sure, like all healthy things, he is certain to grow. This story ain't over yet. In fact, it's only just beginning, waiting for the next chapter to unfold as I can see Taitu'uga winning.